So hello and welcome back to the Manchester United FIFA 20 career mode here on the channel. The day has finally arrived. It is Judgment Day and we have the Season 3 finale. It has finally dawned upon us and we are ready to get right into it. If you did miss out on all the action that happened last episode, I do recommend you go back and check it out because oh my, I can't put into words how good of an episode it was. So make sure to go and check that out before we dive straight into the season finale. This is what we have in store today for us. We have the last two Premier League games, the last three Premier League games up against Stoke, Watford, and then the last game at home against Spurs. A nice little warm-up before our two cup finals. We have the FA Cup at Wembley against Manchester City. We just had a Manchester derby last episode in the Champions League semi-finals. So the beef continues, and then it is Manchester United taking on Liverpool 2 in the Champions League final. Can we defend our title in Europe? It'll be an interesting episode. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we are on the good side of all those results today. We do need to win those last three games up against like Spurs, Watford and Stoke because we need to qualify for the Champions League next season. Arsenal are on our tails. They're breathing down our necks, so we got to ensure that we win at least 2 out of those 3 games. We already won the Community Shield this year. We can't win the Premier League and we didn't win the Carabao Cup either, so we got a lot to catch up on this episode in terms of silverware, but we did end up winning the Super Cup this year. And then, of course, we have the World Cup with England after this episode in 2022. We're traveling to Qatar with the Three Lions, aiming to bring football home. This is a little sneak peek of our group: Romania, China, and the Ivory Coast. So just keep in mind, we got a brand new England international series to lead us into the new year and through our Christmas time as well. Anyways, enough of that. If you go on to enjoy the video, you know how it is by now. Make sure to slap that like button down below, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications for more FIFA 20 career mode content on the channel. And we've finally done it for the season finale. It's taken us a while, but we have João Felix's real face in here. I did a bit of work behind the scenes. I crunched the numbers, I did a few calculations, and bam, we have the Portuguese star's head in the game. And we do also have a certain Milan Skriniar's face as well, the Slovakian defender. They've both recently had face scan updates and they didn't carry over, of course. Only possible on PC. And we also have Rodrigo to show you as well. There we go. He had a recent face scan update and we've carried that over into our Manchester United career mode save, and it makes things just all that bit realistic. So basically my plan and my strategy going into these last 2-3 Premier League games is that we're going to rest a lot of players. We're going to try and field out players that haven't really played all too much this season but can still offer us some quality and still get the job done. So BCHD obviously not impressed by our Premier League campaign this time out. Man City and Liverpool dominating, and this is our current lineup going into the game against Stoke City away from home. A routine win and 3 points that need to be gained here away at the Britannia Stadium. We have the likes of Greenwood, Maddison, James starting. Zlatan V2 will be leading the line. Let's see what's going to happen here against Stoke City. The Potters, they won't hand us any trouble here because it is Mason Greenwood with 2 goals. And then, of course, Fabian Ruiz with a brace as well to get us all 3 points, 4-0, and a clean sheet. Also continuing with the training here, it is Daniel James, Radu, and our Youth Academy prospect, Rose. And you know what? I'm going to leave it up to the second team again here to face Watford at home. We've got a last 2 home games, so our penultimate game of the Premier League. Another 3 points surely. They've had big losses against Arsenal and Manchester City. And there we go, a 3-1 win. Yuri Tielemans with a brace. And then it is James Maddison as well on the score sheet. 3-1 to United. And like it was ever in doubt, we finally have our answer there. We are 10 points ahead of the Gunners, so surely we are qualifying for the Champions League in Season 4. And now this final game up against Spurs will decide who finishes 3rd and 4th. It doesn't really mean all too much, but I still want to play with the players that haven't really had too much game time this year. And finally, we have our first piece of action in the Season 3 finale. Spurs are coming over to Old Trafford, and let's hope we don't get the Premier League glitches again with the graphics package. But nevertheless, we have Jose Mourinho's men coming to town, and this will be our last Premier League game, of course. So let's try and finish it off on a good note. Let's wrap up our domestic campaign on a high and go into these 2 cup finals with the best form possible. It's a bright sunny day here in Manchester, and you know what that means. We've got some glorious Premier League football to get underway. And here we have it. Here is our starting 11. It will be Radu starting in goal, Diego Dalot, Jimenez, Diaz and Guerrero make up the back four. Yuri Tielemans and Fabian, that midfield partnership. And then Rodrigo, Gomez, Zlatan V2 will be leading the line. And on the other side is, of course, Leon Bailey. So basically, all the players that won't be featuring in our cup finals. Just our rotated side, a few youth players in there. Some players who need some more game time, like that man Zlatan V2. And then Spurs are rocking quite a strong side. So let's see if they can prove themselves here today. We got Hugo Lloris in goal, Montiel, Vertonghen. It's pretty similar to the squad we face in the FA Cup semi-final. It'll be Zlatan V2 to get proceedings underway. Over to Lo Celso. Now back to Heung-min Son. Tottenham really starting to pile on the pressure. And it's just wide of the post. Celso Radu will punch away. The Romanian, very punctual in goal today. He's given a chance in front of the home fans. He's willing to prove himself here. But Dele Alli now through to Heung-min Son. And another crucial save from Radu. Back and forth. It is end to end. And now over into the middle. They're trying that little ball inside. And Harry Kane tried to test Radu. It's Bailey. Leon Bailey and Rodrigo. They wear the same boots. They're both electrifying down either flanks. And now a big ball in. It is Zlatan V2. And it's a point-blank save from the French captain, Hugo Lloris. Oh, dearie me. Look at this. Dele Alli now. Can Radu come out and save himself? And what a save from the Romanian. It's a first 40 minutes to remember for our backup that we brought in at the start of the season. A massive save there. Gomez brilliantly done. Now Fabian Ruiz will thread it through to Zlatan V2. And look at him go. The Swede now one-on-one with Hugo Lloris. Why did he take that with his right foot? It's back inside. Over into the path of Yuri Tielemans, the Belgian now with a clear shot on goal. And Hugo Lloris keeping us out once more. Now Angel Gomez to slip it through. Fabian! And it is Lloris to deny us once more. We needed that on his left foot, but it just fell to his right. And this has been a game of very few chances there. And that was a clear-cut one. And you know what? Just for the last 15 minutes, we have Gomes, Bailey coming off for Felix, Daniel James, and at Greenwood. Let's just see what they can do in the final few minutes here. Back to Zlatan V2, who holds up possession. The number 15, the Swede, somehow makes it through. And he might be in, the Swede, Zlatan V2. Okay, that is actually horrendous. Nicely worked. Over to Tielemans. Back to João Felix. Maybe he could spark us a goal. And Lloris again. A cat-like save from the Frenchman. And the new face, João Felix, can't get the breakthrough. Spurs might even have a chance to get the winner here and solidify their place in third position now with Harry Kane. Over to Dele Alli. This has been a horrendous game for both sides, but they might have one final chance here as Ryan Sessegnon comes through. Ryan Sessegnon again. Why can't I select a player? It's off the crossbar. Thank goodness for that. And that will be full time to mark off a terrible Premier League campaign. We finished in fourth, and that has been a game indicative of our season, really. Unable to finish our chances in front of goal. Unable to finish things off there. And it is ending off 0-0 here at Old Trafford. We share the spoils with Spurs on our final game of the season. History made for Harry Kane, 32 goals. And now with that snooze fest out of the way, we can finally begin our cup finals. It is the last two games of the season, 2 pieces of silverware on the line. You all know what's at stake here. Our first team will be headed out for this clash up against Manchester City at the Wembley Stadium. I was going to say at the Etihad, but there we go. That is our starting 11. Back with the best. They've had a little rest, so they should be fresh, ready to go. Bursting out of the gates here as we take on our City rivals once more. FA Cup final day. You know what that means. We brought out the fans. We brought out the tifos. The pyro is out in action today, as a Manchester derby today will be the battle for the old and famous trophy, one of the oldest trophies in the game, not only in England but in all of world football. And today we are doing battle. We've stumbled at this stage before in the past, last season losing to Arsenal in the final, so we got to make sure that does not happen again. And there's no need to change those ribbons from red to blue. City will definitely be out for revenge today after we absolutely went to town on them in the Champions League semi-finals and knocked them out of Europe. Will David De Gea get his hands on another trophy? They have Sterling, Aguero, Foden on the bench, which is quite interesting from Pep Guardiola. But that is the starting lineup. Let's get straight into it today. Rashford, get us underway for the FA Cup final. City straight away. Leroy Sané using his bursting pace right now. And look at this from Man City. Straight away, Matata. It is David De Gea. Absolutely scrambling there, our defense. Now Kai Havertz with a little shimmy to send the defense. And over to Martial, who cuts back inside. Havertz back into the middle to Rashford. Rashford awaits the runner, and that is a beautiful crossfield ball to Sancho at the back post. Terrible! And oh my goodness, Ederson nearly gave us a goal. Big run from Martial. Can he get there though? Can he keep it in? I think he will, you know. Look at Martial, who'll find the ball into the middle to Marcus Rashford. And that is 1-0 to Manchester United. Finally, almost half an hour into the FA Cup final. And it was a brilliant play from Anthony Martial. The run from deep by the Frenchman. And on that left-hand side, he curled one in low and hard into the box. And it was Marcus Rashford, you guessed it, our most prolific striker, our best goal scorer throughout these 3 seasons, and he turns up in the big games. You guys know he loves a goal in the derbies, whether it's against Liverpool or Man City. The nutmeg on Ederson makes it that much sweeter, and our big number 10 comes through with a goal again. 1-0 United. We are on cloud 9 right now, thanks to our Englishman. Martial, oh, he's won it again, but he gets taken out in the process now. No foul for Man City. All eyes on you. You scored that brilliant free kick in the Champions League final, and it just goes wide for him. And he'll lose it out, but wins it back instantaneously. And there we go. That is the kind of spirit we need in this cup final. And now over to Havertz. Havertz back to Sancho. We need a quick burst of pace here. Jadon Sancho, lovely stuff. He'll cut it back. And there is Kai Havertz for the second. 2-0 to United. And you can really tell the difference here with our first team. The boys are out in force today, and no one has been able to stop them. Jadon Sancho sent Kevin De Bruyne back to Belgium. And there we go, the number 11 cuts it back for the assist. And there was Kai Havertz unmarked and gets that ball past Ederson. The Brazilian can't keep that one out. And we go 2-0 up right on halftime. Sir BCHD's plans have gone right to perfection. Last kick of the half. It is the interval here in the FA Cup final. And it has played straight into our hands. We just need to hold on and not let it slip in the second 45. And we have our hands on the FA Cup. Back over to Havertz. Havertz slips it through. Can Paul Pogba crack one from distance? Paul Pogba got a bit too excited there. Oh, look at this from Man City. They've smashed that one in with Bernardo Silva, but it will break Manchester Blue Hearts, because it is offside, disallowed by the ref. And it is a change in personnel for City as well. It is Maeta coming off. And Troy Deeney, of all people, coming on. They have Aguero on the bench, but no, Troy Deeney is a more suitable fit. For the corner, Marcus Rashford flicks it up. Marcus Rashford with the little bicycle kick. He's having fun out there, and you gotta love it. Last few minutes here with our new subs. Can we get the third goal and well and truly kill off this game? João Felix is making a beautiful run. And look at the Portuguese superstar. Heads it on. Can he chip it over Ederson? Oh, so close it was to getting the third. And that would have rubbed salt into the wounds. But it's just overbaked by João Felix. Oh, here Raheem Sterling through on goal. And that's one back for Man City in added time. Will that be enough time, though, for them to come back? Our defense just turned off. We were sitting comfortable, and Skriniar pushed up, and it was an absolute bullet into that bottom left-hand corner by Raheem Sterling. Is it a little too late, though? Should they have brought him on earlier instead of Troy Deeney? That is the main question. However, City half the deficit here, but we just need to keep hold of possession. I am not letting them get a touch on this ball. We are surely going through with the victory here. Added time, can't do us dirty again, and we are just going to maintain possession, hold on to the ball. And yeah, that is going to be full time. Too little too late by Manchester City. And we have won the FA Cup. We've redeemed ourselves from last year's disappointment. And we've gotten the 2-goal lead. It was too much in the end for them. And it is 2-1 at the end of the day. Ronaldo comes on to celebrate. Now, number 7 can enjoy the FA Cup celebrations. The team gets together in a huddle, of course. And David De Gea gets to lift up another trophy. What a career it's been for the captain. What a career it's been for this side, as we have one more game left to do. We can't party too hard here. We can't go all out as of yet, because of course we have this Champions League final coming up, the rematch up against Liverpool. So we definitely do need to focus on that after this. But the ribbons did not need to be changed. And that's what we love. The red ribbons on the trophy, like it always should be. and the Spaniard will lift it up, of course, in Wembley. Yet again, we have just come accustomed to it. We've come privileged to be here and fight for silverware all these years, and there we go. They've lifted it up again. So BCHD gets another piece of silverware to his name. It's another one to add in the trophy cabinet. Our overflowing trophy cabinet here, as the confetti, the cannons, and the ribbons are out in force today. The party bus start rolling it out. As we have a trophy to celebrate, we might as well have a second, and that might be the Champions League. We'll watch the last few celebrations. It's nice to see here, always beating a rival, especially in a cup final. It is a rarity, and we've got to soak it in. We've got to lap it up, because who knows when it will happen again. The FA Cup trophy is ours, and the fireworks are starting to begin here. We are English Domestic Cup champions. And there they are again, a formidable duo, these two, De Gea and Sir BCHD in the press conference room with the FA Cup trophy. You absolutely love to see it. One down, one to go. We have a week's rest, which is oh so valuable leading up into this Champions League final. It's what you need when we have two back-to-back finals. 1 week is plenty of time to recover and heal in order to face Liverpool. So BCHD versus Klopp. It will be a match, a battle for the ages. And surely we will have one of the finals to go down in history tonight. The rematch of last year's famous final. Can we do it again? Can we go back-to-back in the Champions League? Something United haven't done before and failed to do in the past. We're at full strength. We're at full stamina going into this match. But before we get into it, here is one final look at the squad. We'll take a look at our top performers this season. We usually do the season wrap-up after the game, but I just want to complete it before so we don't have to worry about anything after. Just get it out of the way. And here we have Marcus Rashford. 3 seasons in a row, this man has provided us with the top goal scorer award. 33 goals and 12 assists, 45 goal contributions in 45 appearances. If he does anything tonight, he will be equal in terms of his goals and assists towards his games ratio. And then Kai Havertz again moved from the number 7 to the number 32 this season and still produced with 23 goals and 9 assists. Paul Pogba with 19 goals and 20 assists. Anthony Martial, 11 goals and 4. It is Rodrigo off the bench getting 11 goals and 5 assists in there by the Brazilian. And then the aging 37-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, only with 8 goals, but still a very decent amount for the Portuguese man. And then obviously Jadon Sancho in there with 8 goals and 12 assists. Yuri Tielemans, Savage, and also Leon Bailey had decent seasons. And then it was a 7 goals for Mason Greenwood. Ronaldo's arrival kind of hampered João Felix's game time, and of course Rashford doing so well. So the 22-year-old striker only got himself 6 goals and 1 assist. Fabian with 5 goals and 10 assists. Angel Gomez kind of had a breakthrough year this season. 5 goals and 2 assists for him. And then Lindelof somehow getting 5 goals and 5 assists from centre-back. I do not even know how that is possible. James Maddison getting game time here and there with 2 goals and 9 assists. Zlatan V2 getting a mere 2 goals, but still very decent from the Swedish region. And then we'll scroll all the way down to the bottom to see how Mr. David De Gea, the captain, did with 2 assists on top of his 24 clean sheets. Can he lift up another trophy tonight? We're going to have to find out, but that is the side that will finish up Season 3 for Manchester United. Will it be a happy ever after? Will it be back-to-back? We've got Ronaldo, Felix, Fabian, Leon Bailey, Greenwood, Jimenez on the bench, Radu, the backup, of course. And then unfortunately, those players in the reserves had to miss out on joining the squad. That is our strongest starting 11. Liverpool, the day is here. Let's get it out the way. Let's try and beat the Scousers in the Champions League final once again. Well then, here we are. The stage is set. The biggest game of them all the hype dies now. We're kicking things off here, and the Liverpudlians get tonight's proceedings underway. And Jadon Sancho straight away. What could we conjure up here as Jadon Sancho moves back in? It's Robertson with a wild tackle. And look at this, straight away for a chance. Oh my goodness. What have we done here? Kai Havertz straight away. You've got to be kidding me here. The German gets us our first goal at the Estadio Metropolitano. And here in Madrid, it is Liverpool with an unhappy return to a place where they've won the final. In real life, Koulibaly left stranded, and right behind him was an unmarked Kai Havertz. I did not expect that from the lads after our more than lackluster performances towards the latter end of the season. Will it go down as an Alisson own goal? No, it'll be a Kai Havertz goal. That is a perfect way to get tonight's game underway. And similarly to how Liverpool did it against Spurs in real life, in the final, they got a penalty 2 minutes into the game. We have inflicted the same amount of damage on them that they did to Spurs. So, who knows what is left in store for us for the rest of this match. All I know is that it is going to be a wild ride. Now, Liverpool trying to get the equaliser sooner rather than later, as quick as possible. And Bobby Firmino tries to tap it up straight at David De Gea. He's not fooling anyone with that. Go Keita. Keita still gets through. Paul Pogba bundled over. We can't select anyone. Are you kidding me? Fabinho through on goal. De Gea with a clinical save there. And the Spaniard back in form. Milinkovic-Savic working his socks off, but to little avail. And now it is Mo Salah. A brilliant tackle from Skriniar. And he takes down the Egyptian, but the referee is having none of it. Oh, looking dangerous to get this equaliser now. Sadio Mane crosses that one in. At the back post is Mohamed Salah. He had a little header, and it's just gone wide. De Gea nearly caught out. And it's over to Havertz again. Paul Pogba making a buccaneering run, and now Rashford with the chance, and that could have been a double to our lead, but Alisson was well aware of Rashford's big shot, and he managed to stay on side as well. Imagine scoring a corner in FIFA 20. It's Milinkovic-Savic across the face of goal. Now we've switched to play here. Lucas Hernandez back. Oh, that is lovely. It could have been perfect. Martial, Hernandez, back to Martial. They're closing us down quite quickly here, but now back to Havertz. Back to Rashford. Oh, so close. And that is added time. Liverpool came back well in that half after they conceded the opener. But we go 1-0 up in the first half thanks to early Kai Havertz and Jadon Sancho magic. It's all to play for in the second 45. Pogba down the line to Sancho. Once more, this is a tactic that just works. And Sancho with the ball in. That could have been a carbon copy of our first half goal. Salah tripped over his own player. Alright, now we can counter-attack. I still got to recover over that laugh. But now it is Rashford versus Koulibaly again. You only know there's going to be one winner. And there we go. Rashford pulls through in the Champions League final right in front of the Liverpool fans. And our number 10 doubles our lead there early on in the second half. And Liverpool are surely dead and buried now. Their confidence have hit rock bottom. And a beautiful ball played in by Milinkovic-Savic. Rashford one-on-one. And it's another classic trademark finesse shot into that bottom right-hand corner. He just knows how to score goals. 2 cup finals, 2 derbies against one of our biggest rivalries. And he scores in both of them. It was perfectly written. The stars have aligned. And Rashford with his 9th Champions League goal of the season. Probably his most important one yet. Rivaling that goal in the semi-final or the quarter-final. I forget which one it was to get us through to the next round. But he is just an absolute gem. Havertz somehow made it through. And Jadon Sancho's making a run. You already know he's got the pace. Van Dijk trips him up. And is that a red card for the big Dutchman at the back? Is that their captain sent off? And yeah, I think it might be. Koulibaly is pleading his innocence. But Van Dijk will take that and take it on the chin because he took out our last man. Jadon Sancho evaded him with his pace. Van Dijk just lashed out at Sancho. Jurgen Klopp absolutely can't believe his eyes. Oh my god, what the hell happened to Jurgen Klopp there? Trying to aim it into that top right-hand corner. Rashford, provide us with something special here. Marcus Rashford, it had to be clawed away from Alisson in goal to deny us of our third. Fabinho, oh, he's been let through. The Brazilian. Now Liverpool have the chance after we were so close to getting the third. Liverpool, it's Luka Modric with a shot to sting the gloves. And then Fabinho's return straight into the path of David De Gea. Tackle by Skriniar. One of our best defenders on the night tonight. But the game still isn't over. Lindelof tries to battle with Sadio Mane. And look at this, Naby Keita into the middle, and Liverpool have somehow got one back. We're waiting for our substitutes to come on, and they've worked their way through. Our defense were all over them, just couldn't win the ball back. And it's Naby Keita sneakily makes his way through the lines. Fabinho unmarked, and David De Gea's got to do better there. Got to put his hands up. He's just let that one flow past him, and we might have an eccentric 5 minutes left in this Champions League final, and they've halved the deficit here, so BCHD's pulling his hair out. And here we go, our subs can finally come on. It is the Portuguese duo, João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think, no, that's it, just the Portuguese duo. We don't have a third substitute. It is Liverpool in stoppage time. They're on the attack. Salah loses out. Ronaldo back on defensive duties. It's curled back in, surely no way. Naby Keita came ever so close to getting the equaliser right on full time, and it's just spun wide, a whisker wide of the post, and we've been let off there. We are only seconds away, moments away, and there it is, millimetres away from conceding the equaliser. We hold on and win the Champions League back to back. You know how we do it. The first Manchester United manager to ever do it. So BCHD writes his name in Manchester United folklore into history as we go ahead and win the competition 2 years running, European champions once more, and it is a rematch against Liverpool, won yet again. David De Gea gets to lift up the trophy, the lads get to celebrate in the Champions League, and what a way to do so. We didn't do that great domestically in the Premier League, but the Champions League has made up for it here. The ribbons are red and white, and we've done it 2 out of 2. 2 derbies, 2 cup finals, both won by the Red Devils, and what a performance we both put on. 2-1 in both matches. I mean, it could have gone down to the wire. Liverpool didn't really show all too much throughout the game besides the last 10 minutes. Once they were sent down to 10 men, it was only ours to win. It was ours to lose, and we didn't, so that's a good sign. And there we go. De Gea lifts it up again. And what a moment in history. The Season 3 finale captured so well. We've rounded off the season. We've been sent into party mode. It is hysteria for the travelling United fans. It is United in Madrid. We are taking over. It is the FA Cup, the Champions League acquired in Season 3. And we're going to be partying way on into the night. The fireworks have been lit off. It is getting lit over here in the Stadio Metropolitano. You've got to have the team photo. What an occasion. What a victory. And so BCHD could not be prouder. The end of Season 3, post-Champions League final, summer of 2022. You know what that means. So BCHD's on the plane to Qatar with the 3 Lions as we take on the England job. And on that note, we are going to wrap up the Manchester United career mode right there. Season 3, the finale. We'll move on into Season 4. Let me know down in the comments below who we should sign. We've already got Mbappe, Dybala coming in. Keep that in mind. We also have an absolutely insane squad. So should we go for the challenge, 7 trophies in 1 season? Let me know down in the comments below. But it has been an amazing season despite the Premier League, but we'll move on, we'll learn from it, and we'll be back even better for Season 4. Of course, you know how it is. We've got the England career mode series coming up straight after this, so make sure you stick around for that. Manchester United will be returning very, very soon. It will be back better than ever, so make sure to leave a like if you did go on to enjoy the video, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for more FIFA 20 career mode content. Follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. Also comment down below your suggestions, your signings, and what we should do going forward. I've been BCHD, thank you so much for all the support you've been showing. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all in Season 4.